Got an A harmonica here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Everything's gonna be alright. Okay, well, I want to talk to you a little bit about singing and about using your voice as another musical instrument. This is just such a great thing to do, and now that the door is open to your own musicality, the door is only going to swing open even further if you add singing to your regimen. There's no fingering, there's no chords to memorize. What you do when you sing is you rely directly upon your courage and on some techniques and upon your ear. And in learning to sing, you develop all of your musicality from the brain cells out. There's no instrument to hide behind when you sing. Baby, it's just you relying on your own charisma, your own confidence, your own courage. Now, the biggest things about singing are your pitch and your pronunciation, and I guess you'd say your attitude. And your pitch is, well, if you're singing flat, that's no fun. It doesn't sound good, doesn't feel good. And having the right pitch comes from having full body support. From playing, you see, well, from playing and from singing with your body filled with air and a feeling of muscular strength and power in your body, not up here in your throat or in your head. And now it's so easy to say, sing from your diaphragm, and that is what I did for years and years and years, and I hated the way I sang. Because whenever I did that, I would sound like an opera singer. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I love you, baby. And, like, that's really going to fly. So I would end up, like, kind of mumbling and trying to sound like Neil Young or Bob Dylan or one of these guys who just can't sing, or so you think, unless you listen carefully. So anyway, having that support that comes from singing with a full operatic feeling is important to good pitch, because you have that support and it helps you stay on key when you're singing. So that's very, very important. Pronunciation is the other thing that I mentioned, and that kind of is the correction of the problem of when you sing like this. Well, if you can take that same amount of support in your body, but if you can actually pronunciate your words in a more conversational, speaking, regular voice kind of way, then you're going to have much better, much more pleasant, convincing singing. So singing with a body full of air, oh, I love you, baby, but somehow making that I love you, baby sound more convincing is what I'm putting under pronunciation. Now, one of the things I have to share with you, I had just a great singing teacher about 2 years ago who really helped me. So I'm still inspired by what I learned from her, and I'm trying to distill it for you now. So the thing about, you take that full support, yes, and if you smile when you do it, yes, it gets you into pronunciating the words, and it puts all this air, puts the muscular thing, puts your voice in your face is what I'm trying to say. So if you go, hey baby, keep it to yourselves, it sounds good. Hey little darling, keep our business to ourselves. So everything's the same, except in one of them, I'm smiling. And so sing with, here are the 2 tips so far. Sing with body full of air, and smile when you sing. And smiling when you sing does so many things. So when you are scared, you don't breathe correctly. And smiling reduces your own fear. It reduces your own blood pressure. It reduces the blood pressure of the audience. And it technically improves your singing. and it just is cool. I mean, I'd much rather, if you're singing, you're performing often, and I'd much rather watch a smiling person. So anyway, those are three of the rules. Now, one of the great ways to get into having the support and finding your pitch without, just going, just all out, is to hum. And humming makes you breathe and you have a body full of air. And use the harmonica. I think I mentioned this is an A harmonica. So we need a reference point, and we'll make our E note, that the 2 draw, or 3 blow, because we're thinking cross harp here. Make that our reference note. Now just hum that note. Reach down inside. And hum. Actually feel a humming in here. And then breathe, just like in harping. Gotta keep the power. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Okay, now the next step could be to play a simple riff, like say the Good Morning riff, the 1 draw. Try singing syllables. How about you, you, you? You, you, you. Keep that smile going. You, you, you. You, you, you. How about the down riff? 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 draw, half step bend to 2 draw. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. And let's make it conversational. Me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. Got to remember to me, 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 me. Now, it's always a good idea to make sure that your last note, or any note that you're singing, is actually in tune. And check your own ear. Like, take sing something. Me, 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 me. And compare that last me to the 2 draw. Me, me. Now, lead your voice with the harmonica. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now lead your harmonica with your voice. Oh, baby, I need you. And go back and forth. Now, let's move into talking about picking a song and singing it and accompanying yourself on the harmonica. Because this is just such a cool thing to do, and audiences love it if you're doing any performing. If you do it well and you just play voice or song, voice, vocal, and harmonica and your own sense of rhythm, people get into it and they fill in the blanks with their own imagination, and it's just a very, very powerful thing to do. Now, first you need to know a song. I learned a song called Love in Vain by the Rolling Stones recorded it, and then I learned that Robert Johnson wrote it, and so I listened to both versions and then developed my own version, and usually remember the lyrics. Now, what I want to do is match my voice to the right harmonica, and so basically, if I play a 2 draw, the tonic note on an instrument, and sing it, I can get a feeling for where that song for where my voice needs to be in that key. Now this song, "Love in Vain," you can go online and on iPod, what's called iTunes, and download it to learn the way other people have done it. And I have a version of it on YouTube, and I'm going to play it here as well. So it starts off, "Well, I followed her to the station, and I looked her in the eye." But I followed her to the station with her suitcase in my hands. Okay. "Well, I followed her to the station with her suitcase in my hand." Okay, I need to line my voice up with the harp. Okay, I think it starts on the 2 draw. You know, it starts on the 1 draw, I can tell. Okay, so what I personally would do is learn to play the melody of the song. First, learn to sing it. "Well, I followed her to the station." And here how I can just create a little beat in between the verses and the pauses. "Well, I followed her to the station with her suitcase in my hand." Yeah, I followed her to the station with her suitcase in my hand. Well, it's hard to tell, when your love's in vain. So I can just sing the song and put in simple riffs in the pauses, and I'll be accompanying myself. Now, it'll be even better if I play the right riffs, if I play riffs that express the chords. And you can feel the sound. And here I am. I'm starting off on the 1 chord with 1, 2, 3, 4 draw on my A harp. "Well, I followed her to the station," and I'll play that 1 chord, that inhale. "And I'm with her suitcase in my hand." You can tell it's all on the same chord. But now we need a change, and so I'm guessing it's going to be, it's going to be either the exhale. "Yeah, I followed her to the station with her suitcase in my hand." You know? Now you'd expect the turnaround at the 5 chord, which would be the 4, 5, 6 draw. "Well, it's hard to tell, and then exhale. When your love's in vain." So we put the song into a 1, 4, 5. "Well, the train," now I gotta play a train whistle, "pulled in the station, and I looked her in her eye," and you gotta make sure you point at your eye if you're performing. "Well, the train," no, there's a chord change there, so I couldn't do my same train whistle. I had to exhale, so I went up to 3, 4, 5, 6, exhale. "Pulled in the station, and I looked her in her eyes." Well, it's hard to tell, when your love's in vain. Now, if I learned to play the melody, well, you'd find that the melody expresses the chord progression. It's the riffs that express the notes within each chord that's playing. Let's see, so what happened? The train pulled in the station. Well, the train left the station. There were 2 lights on behind. So the train left the station. I'm not like exhaling, playing the straight harp riff. 4 chord riff. And it's back to the 1. Well, it's hard to tell, it's hard to tell when your love's in vain. Here's the melody. Here's the chord change. Back to the one chord. Now the turnaround. All my love's in vain. So start using your voice as a musical instrument. Create a rhythm, learn a song, use your voice. Sing every day. Play harmonica every day. But the more you sing, the better you're going to get at it. You're going to learn, just like I'm teaching you the harmonica to find like different rooms, different areas to initiate your notes and to put your power into. You're going to find the same thing is true for how you sing. If you were to take singing lessons, and I think you should, you will find they talk about a body voice, a chest voice, and a head voice, and it's almost like mixing a stereo. And you'll get good at singing in bass, treble, or bass, mid-range, and treble, and mixing that. And anybody can sing, like making music. Singing is a God-given thing. And you want to say, well, I can't sing. Listen, if we musicians take over, there's going to be a rule that the only way people can communicate is through singing, and if not, you'll learn to sing then. Okay, I hope you get my point that of course you can sing. Of course you can do this. You should add a lot. Now, what have I forgotten to say? One is when you're singing like this, take all that power and smile and make your voice softer. What you want to do is be like conversation level, but singing with the full power as though you were singing really loudly. But this intensity, this is what gives you your vibrato, and this is what gets you on pitch. This is what keeps you with the support. Do you see what I mean? So sing every day. Smile, radiate joy, breathe to build pitch, use the harmonica to go back and forth. Thanks a lot. I hope this was of value. Give me feedback. I need to know how you like these things and what more I can do to serve you. Best wishes.